We are back on the Rational Boomer podcast. Hopefully your day is going well. By the time you hear this on the podcast, it will be Wednesday, but this is Tuesday night, and we're recording a live on TikTok. We did Substack yesterday, felt like doing TikTok today, especially with all the things left to talk about. Every day there seems to be more and more, and we've got at least a couple of things that are worth getting into, some things that are making the news. Of course, we had this election down in the 7th District in Tennessee. Afton Bain was going up against Matt Van Epps. Van Epps, a Republican. Bain was a Democrat. Now, Donald Trump had won this district just last year by 22 points. But people were freaking out because it was so close. It was like 2% apart, 48 to 46%. So they were expecting maybe Afton Bain wins tonight. Maybe she just comes close. The question is, how are the Republicans going to respond? Well, the results are in District 7. Matt Van Epps, that Republican Trump humper, did win. He beat Afton Bain by about 8, maybe 9 points. We're not quite sure yet. But the fact that she came from a 22% deficit and brought it within single digits is going to have the fucking Republicans freaking out. Now, I would love to see Afton Bain win this and take a seat in the House of Representatives. My fingers crossed. I was hoping against hope. But somebody, I think Will once said, never trust Tennessee. Tennessee is a pretty seriously red state, and that is a very red district. But you know what's interesting? I checked this. There were a total of less than 200,000 voters tonight in this election. Less than 200,000. So I checked to see what's the registered number of registered voters in the 7th District of Tennessee. There are 466,000 registered voters. So less than half came out and voted. Now, those of you that voted for Matt Epps, if you enjoy what's going on now, all the great things, the health care, the inflation and all that, if that's what you enjoy, well, you're going to get more of it because Matt Van Epps is a Trump-la-fuck motherfucker. But if you don't like this and you're a Democrat, well, maybe you should have got off your ass and went out and voted because a lot of you didn't vote. It just took a few thousand more people, maybe 5,000 more people on the Democratic side to get out and actually vote, and you could have had a win tonight. Regardless, Matt Van Epps wins. Afton Bain had no business even being close in this, yet she was. So now the Republicans really have to look at this. They have a district with a 22% lead last year with Donald Trump, and now it's down to 8 or 9%. What about those people, those Republicans in other districts around the country that are only 5 or 6 or 8 or 9% different in the last election? They're going to be in trouble. They're going to be in trouble, and they're going to be scared, and we may see some people resigning, knowing that it's going to be a massacre in 2026. All right, we're going to pull some people up here that we know. We've got... What? Something about live visibility. I haven't done anything yet, and I've already got a restriction on this live visibility restriction. I don't even know what that means. What could I have done? I reported on a fucking election. Maybe it's because I said election. My God.
Welcome to Trump.
Anyway, TJ and Will are with me right now. So how are you folks doing? What are you thinking
good
tonight?
I'm good, Mike.
I'm doing okay. I'm just still not down with this participation trophy celebration by Democrats. That's bullshit. We need to take this loss personal and go in there and fight harder. I keep hearing this. Oh, it was so good. No, it's not. You got another MAGA chud in Congress. That's the way I look at it.
It's definitely not good that the Republican won. But in any other year, at any other time, we wouldn't even pay attention to it because it wouldn't have been close. Half the time, the Democrats wouldn't even run. So what it does do is it shows some some progress by the Democrats in the country. It may not help us in that particular district, but around the rest of the country, it's got to get people fucking thinking. It's a consolation win, yes, but whatever. It's good to see this progress.
I mean, yeah, it's a loss, but it's also an indicator too, because when you go from a solid ruby red district held at 22 points for Donald Trump and you knock 14 points off, I mean that's a good indication of what's to come in districts that are closer than that margin.
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and then Trump tonight announced that the Department of Agriculture is halting all SNAP payments to blue states because they're saying there's fraud everywhere, but red states are going to get it. So he's going to basically give them what they want, is take the benefits from people in blue states, which basically they say people of color, and give it to the white folk there in the red states. So this
but can he really pull that off? I mean, Donald Trump fails at everything you fucking. I don't think that's. I mean, Donald Trump says a lot of things just to stir things up. He never follows up, or he fails in the process. So, yeah, I know he said that, but he said a lot of things. Donald Trump is at his weakest point ever. And what happened? Will's gone?
We lost Will. I don't know.
And I punched up Rebecca, and then she's not here now, too. What the hell is going on?
She should hit the invite button, and I know she's watching.
Well, she did hit the invite, and I accepted her, and then now she's not here. So,
no.
All I have to say is this about TikTok. I've been hearing a lot about people on TikTok saying they're kicked out of the Creator Fund. I haven't been kicked out of the Creator Fund, but what I get paid for by the Creator Fund is about 15% of what I normally got paid. So they're screwing the creators in here. We know that. We know it'll ultimately end, and this app will ultimately end nothing but TikTok shop and fucking AI bots. Ultimately, I mean, we'll ride this out as long as we can. And I get people who come here on TikTok and they'll buy a subscription. Do not buy a subscription on TikTok.
No.
Do not buy it on
to get back to your point about him withholding the SNAP money. It's not going to work. It's a bunch of bullshit, because ultimately a judge that's impoundment. I mean, he can't impound the money for no lawful reason, and a judge is going to tell him, "Fuck yourself. You can't do that. You have to release this fucking money." Yeah. So it's another tactic to divert and distract. It's not going to work, because if they impounded that money and refused to give it, what stops the states like Massachusetts, New York, and California to say, "Hey, fuck it, we're just not going to send you all the taxes we collected"? So it's the same thing. By law, he has to release that money.
Right, exactly. He has to do it, and he says so many stupid things. It's ridiculous, and we can talk about some of those things at the press conference he had. First, I'd like to welcome Rebecca. Thank you very much. It took a minute to get you on here, but thank you for popping on.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I switched phones. I think I was having some connectivity problems on the other phone. I'm still getting a lot of lag, though. I can hear TJ downstairs, and he's like 30 seconds ahead of me.
I don't think so.
So I just want to say what TikTok did to me here. 4 minutes into the fucking thing,
we went from 450 viewers down to 98 in 3 minutes.
Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Oh, my hand feels my wrist feels perfectly slapped. Thank you. And then the current live restricted for some audiences. For what reason? I don't fucking know. But, again, like I was saying, the Creator Fund, they're kicking people off the Creator Fund. They're not paying people as much on the Creator Fund. I'd come here on TikTok. I could get anywhere from 400 to 800 people in the audience, and now we got 100. Thanks, TikTok,
Right.
for making your creators feel fucking comfortable. Fuck you. Anyway, if that doesn't get me kicked off, nothing will. And you
I
can tell
guess-
at this point, I just don't care.
Yeah. You're just not talking about the TikTok shop enough, I guess.
Right,
I don't
yeah,
know.
exactly.
Well, I bought some things off a TikTok shop. I will tell you this, people who want to support you, I don't ever ask you for money. I will never ask you for money. I don't have any of those paywalls or anything. That I will never do that. If you ever just really want to support me, though, watch my shit on YouTube or Spotify. They actually pay you some money. I don't want money from you. I just want the money, part of the money that I earn from what I put on the videos. See, that's my problem with TikTok. They're making money off me right now, but I ain't making shit. That ain't right. Anyhow,
No.
enough of that. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about, I just had to get that off my chest because I'm seeing all these people getting kicked out of the creator fund. Eventually, it doesn't matter because they don't pay you anyway. But what I was going to say is we had this little press conference today. And this was interesting to me that they decided to have this press conference. It was a meeting with the cabinet to get together and discuss this issue with the boats being sunk in the Caribbean and this second strike, the double tap, if you will, that killed 2 survivors. And they spent the first 45 minutes going around the room telling Donald Trump how much they like him and how successful everything is. It was I threw up in my throat at least a couple of times during that period. Did you guys watch it at all?
Well, thank the Lord Almighty that Donald Trump prevented all the hurricanes from hitting America.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah.
How fucking dumb can you possibly be? It's unreal.
For those people fortunate enough not to hear this story, I'll tell you the story. We had hurricane season, and for the first time in probably 10 years, during hurricane season, not one hurricane hit mainland America, USA, and there was no damage. Great luck. Great luck. This happened once in 2015 and other years too. It's a matter of weather conditions, prevailing winds, and all that stuff. Sometimes you get lucky, and we had no hurricanes hit America this particular season. And thank God for that, because we don't have a fucking FEMA to help them out. So we dodged a bullet there. But in this cabinet, Christine Nome, the Botox bitch, thanked Donald Trump for keeping all the hurricanes away, as if he did something to keep the hurricanes a fucking away. Jesus Christ. I mean, how stupid can you be? Does she think we're that stupid, or is she just that stupid and delusional and she doesn't know any better? I don't know which it is.
Yes and yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Now, the funny thing about Donald Trump, he was talking about these boats being blown out of the water, and he was aggrandizing himself, hyping himself up. He says, we're saving hundreds of thousands of deaths because we're stopping these drug traffickers in these boats that are somehow going to go, these 20-foot boats. Jesus, I got a live visibility restricted. I don't give a fuck, TikTok. Fuck you. But these 20-foot fishing boats were going to go from Venezuela all the way to America hauling drugs. Yeah, we buy that. But he blows them out of the water.
Like $100,000 worth of drugs because that's all they could fit in the freaking boat.
Right. And the thing about it is he said, our big problem is fentanyl. Now, my big problem with that is no fentanyl comes from Venezuela, comes from other countries. Fentanyl does not come from Venezuela. So somebody needs to bring Donald Trump up to speed on this motherfucking thing before he continues to be looking stupid. And I have just one question. I watched that press conference, and if there was anybody, any reporter in that room with any courage, ability or talent, the perfect question would have been, Donald Trump, you're against drugs and drug trafficking. Yay for
Right.
you. But how do you square then pardoning a huge drug trafficker from a federal prison in America, the former president of Honduras, Hernandez? He's in a federal prison for being a massive drug trafficker. You're bombing little boats in the Caribbean, and you let this fucking cartel leader out free and clear. How explain that? I would love to see Donald Trump try to explain that.
Well, the explanation is easy. Those overseas bank accounts are really fat, and there's a lot of
Exactly.
liquid capital in there to, move into meme coins or whatever other bullshit way they move the money around.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna see who's out there. Somebody
Also,
we can pull up.
There's
Go ahead.
not
Oh,
any
shit.
intelligent reporters allowed to be in these conferences anymore. First of all, and second of all, Donald Trump would have snored through the question regardless, or wait through the
Definitely.
Yeah,
He would have slept.
Yeah, you're
he would have
absolutely
slept through it.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I got nobody request. Okay, got one person requesting. Let's pull him up. Now, listen, if you're in the audience and you want to talk, I want to bring you up. Now, I just grab somebody who requested, and
actually
they're not.
the best
they're not coming up.
opportunity for you if you want to, because there's hardly any people allowed in here right now.
Oh, I got Howard in here.
Yeah, but he's not requested yet. Okay, let's see if this one comes up. Okay, are we talking M Clan or MCN? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, buddy.
Hey, what's up with you, and what's on your mind?
I'm just cool about it, man. I have all these things that happening is things that, have people puzzled in their mind, man, because things not right.
What part of the country are you in?
Texas.
You don't have to tell me this. Okay, you're down in
Texas.
Texas, and are you an immigrant?
Do yes, but I'm a legal resident.
Well, no, I understand that. I'm not accusing you of anything. I was just going to say you're in a red state of Texas. You happen to be an immigrant, legal or not. Do you feel any concerns or worry about your situation down there, given the climate of things?
No worries, man, because I'm a person, doesn't look for problems, and I barely go to the street, and I'm 67 years old, so.
Well, you're about my age. And I will tell you, I'm 65, you're 67. Some of these young people have to understand we can be some tough motherfuckers if we need to be, right?
That's correct.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on. Keep safe down in Texas, and I appreciate you listening.
Thank you, man. I always listen to your broadcast all the time.
Thank you very much. TikTok's trying to restrict it now, so I feel fortunate that you were able to get through and come on. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you have a great night, man. Thank you.
You too. All right. You know what the thing about this is, TJ will say, well, after we do something like this, he'll say, we got a lot of viewers. We didn't get as many viewers. And honestly, here's the way I look at it, TJ. If we can put on a good show and get good people coming through and have good conversation, if TikTok's only let certain amount of people in, that's cool. Because this shit's going to go on YouTube and Spotify, and a lot more people will listen to it. So this is just my production room now because I got 115 people, and I'm grateful for that. But TikTok has found it in their hearts to restrict us, even though we've done this many times before. All right, let's bring somebody else up. This is Lloyd B. Free, old basketball player. This isn't the real Lloyd B. Free, is it?
No, this isn't, but I play just like him. I just wanted to tell you, happy birthday, Walter Cronkite's brother. You are one of the best reporters on TikTok. And I go through my news. I left MSNBC alone a long time ago and just roll with you. I just roll with you. because you're better
Walter.
than Morty Joe any day.
Well, I
Any
appreciate that. I'm not Walter Cronkite's brother. I could be his kid, and it's not my birthday. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah. You do like to go out in that water and do that kind of boating like Walter did. So yeah,
yeah, true,
I follow
true.
you, and you're a great man. Keep up the good work. I just had to thank you.
Well, thank you, Lloyd, and I kind of have to push back on the great man. I'm just like everybody else. I'm just louder than most. So,
Yeah, you're a good
um,
loud dude. You're a very good loud dude. I enjoy your loudness. I enjoy your loudness.
well, thank you. Somebody's got to be loud, and too many people in this country can't say some of the things I say because of their job or their families, or they just don't feel comfortable with it. I don't have a job because I'm retired. My family knows exactly what to expect out of me, and I'm not afraid of those motherfuckers.
I know you're not. Could you say something about my governor, please?
Who's your governor?
I'm in the state of Iowa. You know who the lady rat is. Go ahead. I'm all ears.
Yeah. Well, if Eric was here, Eric, the analytical Iowan,
Is that right?
is he's on frequently, and he has a lot to say about this governor. I know only what he's told me about her, but she seems like a Trump humping piece of shit, and she's gone after this year, right? She's
Yeah,
not running for reelection.
he's gone. Thank God.
Good. Yeah, thank God. What do you think about the possibility of getting some Democrats in the
We're doing
Senate
pretty good.
and
We're
in the
doing
governor's
pretty
job?
good in Iowa. We're doing pretty good with that. It's changing. It's changing real quick. Every dumb
Are you
stuff he does in Washington, it changes. And he's been doing a lot of dumb stuff.
are you feeling a different vibe in Iowa than
Yeah,
what it was maybe prior?
more protesters at the Capitol, and that kind of vibe. I do feel that.
Do you live in a city or out in a rural
I
area?
live in the downtown area of Des Moines, Iowa, the city.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice town. I've been to Des Moines. I like the town. It's 4 hours from where I'm at, so I've been in there many times. Now, do you interact with farmers at all in Iowa? Do you
No,
have?
but that's where the buck stops because I feel so sorry for them. They didn't deserve that. They don't deserve it.
Well, nobody deserves it, but
Right? Nobody really.
it may give you pause in the next election as to whether or not you vote Republican, because a lot of those farmers did vote Republican.
You got that right. You got that right. The whole state of
It's
Iowa kind of voted Republican time, but it's changing. It's changing.
well, hopefully that's
And I
the
like
case.
your
When you
governor.
have,
I love your governor.
yeah,
Your governor.
I
We
liked
need
him.
people like him. He ain't
I
scared.
liked. No, he isn't scared, and the Republicans here do not like him. They call him a tyrant, and they're making shit up about him all the time. But I got to tell you, he's probably one of the best governors we've had in Minnesota. And I've watched a lot of governors. We've had Republicans and we've had Democrats, and he's a pretty solid guy. They keep trying to make him out to be a bad guy, but
He
we got a
gave
lot of
free
good
lunch.
things
He
for the
gave free
people of this
lunch to
state.
everybody, every kid in Minnesota. How bad? Come on, he's really good.
He is.
Ain't that
He's
right?
really
Didn't he
good.
give free lunches to all the people?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's very good. I wish they
Free
would do that.
lunches.
Yeah. Ain't that right, sir? TJ?
Yep.
Yeah, he gave free lunch. Yeah, so that's a big thing. 'Cause-
He gave every
Well,
woman that has a baby 3 months off to be with
yes,
their
he
baby while
did.
they were
Yes, he
just growing.
did. He's a good man.
Jesus
My
Christ.
daughter-in-law.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Jesus Christ, we can't have that. That's socialism. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, in
Absolutely.
Canada, they get a year off.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is legitimate. I know I have a 6-month-old grandson. I've been watching him a little bit. My daughter-in-law is going to take another 3 months off. He's just a little guy. It's kind of nice to bond with him before he turns a year old and maybe goes to a daycare or something. But these little guys, they need the attention, a lot of attention, and you can't expect a daycare to give the kind of attention that you may want to give them. And
Mr. Boomer,
yeah,
why ain't your boxes filled up? Because Boomer, when you get on, it be booming, okay? What they do?
well,
Trump, TikTok did some underhanded bullshit again?
Yes.
yeah, they did. They did. What happened as soon as I got on, I just did a little monologue, didn't even have a guest on yet, and then they said a restricted live. Normally I'd have between 400 and
Oh,
800 people. Now I got 100 people. And I'm grateful for the 100 people that are here, but this is TikTok dicking around. So,
you-
yeah.
that's how good you are. That's how good you are. I ain't lying. They got to do something. That's how good you are. I mean, you need to be on the View. You need to be one of. You need to be on the View. Yeah, you really do.
Well, I tell you what, Lloyd, I've been married 42 years and I have quite the aptitude for pissing off women. I don't know that that would be a good idea.
Well, I doubt you. Your followers. You got a lot of women followers too, so you can't be
I
pissing too many off.
Oh, for people that are watching, it's fine. It's when I have to work with them, I'm a little more straightforward than some people like to deal with.
Man, you just don't look like a rap manager. Now that blew was
Oh,
that yeah. When back in the day, you used to rapper manage a rapper. That
no,
really
no,
blew
no,
my. Okay,
it
go
wasn't a
ahead.
rapper. It wasn't a rapper. It was kind of
R and B
R&B.
singer.
Yeah, R&B singers. I had a recording studio and I worked in the business, and I worked with
You
a
had a
lot of
famous one
R&B
over there
talent.
too, didn't you? You had a famous one over there, didn't you?
Well, I didn't represent him. My brother does now, but Monty Moyer was with the Time. He was one of the founding members of the Time that came out of the Prince
Whoa,
thing.
boy, that was a good one. That was a
I
good one.
represented somebody named Jerry Hubbard, who was the bass player for the Time for a while during Purple Rain and all that stuff. Yeah, I did. It was a long time ago. I didn't make much money. It's a
So
lot like TikTok.
did
You
you see
have a lot of
Prince?
success and you make no money. That's what
Did
it
you see
was.
Prince? Have you ever seen Prince?
Okay, I'm going to tell this story one more time. I saw him all the time because I had an
Well,
office, a studio, kitty corner from First Avenue. So when they were filming Purple Rain, it was right in front of my building. And, you'd see him in clubs and stuff like that. But I never knew Prince. But there's one time I did talk to him, and it
for
didn't go
real?
well.
What
Yeah,
happened?
his cousin was producing some stuff in my studio. And he was a scammer. He wasn't talented, but he was in there, and so I got a call on the phone while I'm sitting in my office, and the guy says, "I want to talk to such and such." I go, "He's in the studio." He goes, "I don't care. I want to talk to him." I go, "I'm not getting him out of the studio." He says, "Get him out of the studio." I go, "Who the fuck is this?" And he says, "This is Prince." I go, "Oh, it's Prince. Fucking Prince. I'll crawl to the studio now and get him for you. I'm sure it's fucking Prince." So I go get the guy. He comes out, he takes the phone call, and clearly he's getting his ass kicked on the phone. And afterwards, I said, "Who was that?" And he said, "It was fucking Prince." So I told Prince to fuck off, basically.
Okay, okay, whatever. That's why I like you, dude. You something else. You are something else. You have a great day, and happy
You too,
belated
buddy.
birthday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Let me down, sir. Will you?
All right.
Thank you.
We'll get. I love those kind of guys that just want to chat and talk. And now that we're on a timeout with TikTok, that's the kind of things we're going to be talking about. Let's pull up Howard Paulson. He is a regular on the podcast. He comes to the lives frequently. He's an older guy like me. He's also from Minnesota like me, but he's in the rural areas, so he's dealing with all kinds of red motherfuckers. Howard, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, Mike?
Well,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. I'm
Good.
doing okay. We're on a timeout with TikTok in that they're limiting who can watch us, but what the fuck? The show must go on.
Yeah, I was just laughing at that guy you just had on because he was talking about being on The View. And I always say a few years ago, but it was quite a few years ago, they filmed it at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. And we were
Yeah.
working on the tower right behind it. So there were a couple mornings I got to disappear and I went and stood in the crowd and watched them film The View for TV. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, I don't get a chance to watch The View. I see clips and that sort of thing. As much as he thinks maybe I should be on The View, I don't know that I would be welcome.
No.
My language is a little salty, and they may be concerned by that.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been watching Trump and I'm kind of bummed out. Ed was wrong.
He was wrong.
I I wish he would have been right, but I did a TikTok a while back before I went to DC, and he's got a big house of cards because it seems like it's getting stupider every day. But now maybe they're starting to bring around where they can legally do something, and it's getting bad enough where I think the Republicans are maybe thinking about removing him finally. I mean, you would have thought the straw that broke the camel's back would have been months ago, but maybe after that illegal bombing in the Caribbean, and some heads are going to have to roll for that. So,
Well, you know what? Donald Trump has a lot of problems right now. This election in Tennessee, as much as we would like the Democrat to win, she only lost by 8 or 9 points, which is pretty scary to Republicans because Republicans in other districts that are much closer than this one have to be concerned, have to be worried about what their prospects are in 2026. And we might see some resignations. But a couple of things to keep in mind. Donald Trump's got to juggle a lot of things. The Epstein files are supposed to be out by December 19th. They're supposed to be out by December 19th. It'll be interesting to see what kind of bullshit he tries to
defer. Yeah, always defers.
Yeah, he always defers, but it'll be interesting to see what the Republicans do after this tight race. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, and I want to see what you guys all think. When they had this meeting, the cabinet meeting, and they're talking about the blowing up the boats and killing the survivors and all that, Donald Trump and Hegseth were kind of like that old song, "Wasn't me, wasn't me." Donald Trump said he didn't know anything about it. Of course, he doesn't know anything about fucking anything. But then Pete Hegseth says, "Yeah, I was there watching it, but I was only there on the first explosion. I got out of there before the second explosion." So that was the admiral that made that decision. He threw that admiral under the fucking bus. I hope that admiral's feeling good now because they're trying to wash their hands of it. Fact of the matter is, as people have said before, everything is directed from the president to Pete Hegseth, and that's on video. I think Carolyn Levitt said that. This is going to come back to haunt them. They're not going to be able to wash their hands of this.
Wait, hold on a second. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this strike in question the one that was leaked on the Signal chat where everybody was leaked the classified information?
Exactly.
So he obviously was well in tune with what was going on. It's undeniable.
Well, he posted the video. At first he said, I didn't have anything to do with it. It was a fake. It was a hoax. And then he said it did happen. And then today in this cabinet meeting, he said, oh, yeah, I did watch the video, but I only saw the first explosion and I had to leave after that. I didn't see the second attack just to try to wash his hands of it. So he went from it didn't exist, it's a hoax, to people saying, well, you showed the video, dude. Then he said, oh, yeah, I saw the video, but I didn't see that part of the video. It's so fucking lame. It's ridiculous.
And does that really matter what he's seen and he didn't see? He was in charge. I was in the service, and I've always said the service has done more for me than I ever did for them. But they threatened to court-martial me a couple times over some shenanigans that went on. And anyway, they put me, I don't know, it was a captain or something, just chewing my ass one time. And when it got all done, I looked him right in the eye and I says, "And who is in charge? I'm an E2. You're a captain. Who is in charge here?" And that it just there's that chain of command. It don't matter what they seen. There's that chain of command.
Well, there was a phrase that Harry Truman put out way back when. He said, "The buck stops here." Donald Trump
Yes.
today said basically, nah, the buck stops over there someplace, not here. It stops someplace else. I don't know shit. Anyway, I'm sorry, TJ. Go ahead.
Well, both Hegseth and Trump are trying to play the plausible deniability card, and that's not going to fucking
Absolutely.
work. It's not going to work.
No.
That's it. It's absolutely ridiculous. They both knew exactly what was going on.
They
Well, and
did,
that's why
and
they're
there's
failures.
well, there's going to be an investigation. It's a bipartisan investigation. There's going to be a lot of evidence coming out, and all the things that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth said are going to be disproven, and they're going to be embarrassed. And that's my point. We've got this going on. We've got the Epstein files happening in a couple of weeks. We've got the economy going to shit. Donald Trump is like a cornered rat. He doesn't know what to do. The only thing he knows how to do is what he did last night when he spent about an hour putting out 150 True Social posts. Fucking dude was freaking out and sundowning at the same time.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, he's spiraling downward so bad. Like that is like way more unhinged than he's ever been. So
Yeah.
it just seems like he's totally lost control of himself because he's crashing so bad.
Unhinged 1 minute, asleep the next. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, he looked
The-
like he was sleeping in that cabinet meeting.
He
Wow.
the
was.
thing that I've
He
always
was.
said
100%.
about the thing that I've always said about him and the rest of the people that are around him, something like that goes down, you see how fast they are to point the fingers at each other because they're a bunch of fucking snitches because they don't have no backbone. And that's why they can't run this government either, because you got to have real men in there, real people. I shouldn't say men because there's a lot of good women out there too, but you can't have a bunch of liars and backstabbers in charge of what they're in charge of. And when the shit starts going down, we're going to find it all out because they're going to be snitching so goddamn fast on each other that, they're going to spill everything when it's all done.
Well, Howard,
Yeah.
make no mistake about it. Even when you have a half competent Republican administration running the show, they still can't govern. But this is
Exactly.
this is like 10 times worse than that. What does Mike call it? The apple dumpling gang. It's worse. It's worse than it's ever been. So when the writing is on the wall and they know that they're all going to get indictments, which is going to happen, they're all going to flip on their Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If he's still alive to be flipped on, that's
Well-
the thing. If
well,
you
if
wait
he's
too
not,
long,
they'll-
you may not have place to go.
Well, but that's just it. If he's not around, then they'll definitely blame it all on him.
Well, they will blame it on him, but they'll have to make somebody accountable, and it's all those little Trump-la-fuck minions around him that also committed crimes that are going to have to pay a price because they don't have any immunity.
Right, exactly.
Mike, the other night when I was on the podcast, you asked me a question, and that made me go back and look, not to change the subject, but look through all my films. But you asked me about minorities at this protest.
Right.
And I went back and looked through all my films. There were very few minorities there. And I guess I missed that because I'm kind of colorblind. My wife is a black woman and all my grandchildren are brown. But I went back and looked through all them films. And I'm proud to say it was mainly, and not saying that we're above, but it was white people. And we should be out there protesting because we are the people that has let this happen to our minorities.
Well, I think that that's by design, though, and that's what I was trying to get. I keep hearing that fewer and fewer black people are out at the protest, and there's a good reason for that. Having people of color or brown people or black people or whatever is seemingly just an excuse for these people to get violent. It's hard for them to explain away getting violent if it's just a bunch of big dumb white guys.
Yeah. And the way I look at it, we're the ones that caused this all to happen anyway because we let it get out of hand. And and it's kind of like what happened with Hitler. Pretty soon, if you don't stand up, there's nobody to stand for you when they come for you. So I'm glad I
Uh,
went. I'm waiting for the next thing to go to because that really brought something out, and I really enjoyed doing that. And there's not a lot I can do right now against our government, but I can stand there in unity with other people.
yeah, you're going to be a full out activist. You'll be one of the other activists is Old Soul. We haven't heard from her in a while. She's been in Japan. She's been texting me a lot. But some good news. Another activist like you, Howard. Old Soul will be on Friday. So I'm
Good.
going to talk to her Thursday night, and she'll be back on Friday, and that should be interesting. Um, the thing about Old Soul is she's come a long way. She was this friendly, passive, we should love everybody no matter who they voted for, to getting pretty serious now. She's not fucking around. And she's got a little tougher edge to her, and I don't think I'd want to get on her bad side because she can be a tough young woman. Let's pull somebody else up here. This is
You
going
can
to be
drop me off,
Chico.
Mike.
Okay, I'll drop you off, Howard. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Chico, how you doing? What's up and what's on your mind?
Hey, good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Can hear you fine. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Boomer, you are the absolute best. You're, I just had to say that I've been following you for a while and I'm excited to actually have this conversation with you. Thank you for everything you do. And just wanted to start with that. But I actually
I
had a couple
appreciate
of,
that.
no, you're awesome. You're absolutely awesome. I've turned a lot of people onto you. But
Thank
a
you.
couple of things. And the topics changed since I've been in the line on the line. But number one, and I hate to stack questions. Do
You
you
know,
really
you
think the
take
Epstein thing is going to really come out? Number two, I did want to comment on, and probably the more important thing. I don't want the white people to say, "Oh, I'm the dumb white guy for thinking this against these situations." Like, don't call yourselves dumb for being proud about standing up for white, like non like white or people of color. Like,
yeah,
does
no,
that make
no.
sense?
First of all, I'll tell you this, Chico. There's no rush here. TikTok has governed me down to a lot fewer viewers than I normally get. That's okay. We'll make it up on YouTube and Spotify later. First question I'll take is the second question you offered, and I said I'm we big dumb white guys. I refer to myself as a big dumb white guy, but make no mistake, I have plenty of ego. I just know my limitations. It's a little self-deprecating, but we do have a lot of big dumb white guys who are responsible for what's going on. Not all of them, of course. Not as many boomers as you would think. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the followers I have. But I get what you're saying. I even got spanked on the hand from TikTok one time a long time ago. I was doing something about me where I was wrong, and I was doing something, and I titled it "Dumbass," and they took it down because they thought I was calling somebody a dumbass when I was only calling myself a dumbass. So, no, I get your point, and I'm not trying to diminish any white people that are doing this. I think
Now, listen, I'm a
I
Latin.
think they're doing the
Sorry.
part. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm a Latin American man, and I'm a Gen Xer, and hear you say what you guys say, and then the positions you take. In my opinion, I look up to you guys. Like, I really appreciate the positions that you put forward. Don't, in my opinion, don't diminish it, right? Like, and I know that's not what you're doing, but on the same token, I just wanted to say thank you. I think it's in a humble
No,
way.
no,
Thank you.
that's no problem. Trust me. Um, I'm not an egomaniac, but I have an ego. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. I know I'm not a dumbass, but I like to make the point that I'm a dumbass sometime to suggest that even I fucking know better. I mean, let's be honest. I'm a guy on TikTok. I'm nobody special, really. In real terms, I just happen to be loud. I talk a lot, and I have the ability to do it. I'm no different
Captured
than
a
most
lot
of
of
the people that
man. You've captured
I
so
do.
much more than you think.
No, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, and immensely, I'm amazed by it myself. But there's a lot. Take a look at this, Chico. When I started doing this and I started doing the podcast, somebody said, "Do you want to have guests on?" Hell yeah, I want guests on, and get other podcasters or people selling books. I go, I don't want to do that. I just want to take the listeners that want to come on the show. And I got people like TJ and Eric and Old Soul and Will and Kristen and all these people that come on. And you know what? Every one of those motherfuckers are as smart as I am and have a point of view that's worth listening to. And that's the point of what I'm doing is it's not just me, it's everybody that's come together. And if we can give them a platform to speak, there's a lot to be learned.
That's fair. So can we get back to one
Sure.
other question I had was this guy,
The Epstein files.
Teflon Don, right? Like
Yeah.
nothing sticks. Is this going to stick? What are your thoughts?
Oh, you're thinking that Donald Trump is going to get off of everything again. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, let me answer the Epstein file thing. Do you think they'll really get released? Honestly, no, I don't. And I don't really care if they don't get released because there'll be other stuff that leaks out and it will be a constant drip that's driving Donald Trump nuts. Donald Trump will try to do everything he can to not get it released. There's one group of people that can change everything, that can fix everything, and we'll see if they ever have the courage to do that, and that is the Republicans in Congress. They could have stopped Donald Trump 10 months ago, but they chose not to. Now they might be getting a little different feel for it. I think Donald Trump will do everything he can not to let the Epstein files out, but I think we will get drips and drabs and maybe a picture and maybe a video. It's going to take Donald Trump down. And as far as him being a Teflon guy, up to now, that's been true. But you have to understand the arc of a narcissist. And we're seeing the downside, the late stages of that arc. When they start out, they are Teflon. People love them. People think they're great, and they're on the rise. Then they hit the top, and then they start heading down because they got too many things hitting them. They're used to managing or juggling these things. I'm going to distract you with this. I'm going to distract you with this. I'm going to lie about that. That works up to a point. But narcissists will take on too much stuff, which Donald Trump has here. And ultimately, it will crash and burn on the top of him. Every narcissist I've ever seen it's happened to. I had a father that was successful for 30 years. When he died, he was in a one-bedroom apartment with no furniture other than a recliner, and he died there in his underwear by himself. So that's how it always ends for a narcissist. I'm surprised it's taken this long, but that's how it's going to end for Donald Trump. It's going to end very ugly and very disastrous for him.
It's been a 10-year game. I mean, it's a long time.
No shit.
Oh, Chico, also you got to remember something is that the thing about Jeffrey and his files is that lots of people in Congress have already seen what's in those things.
Right.
And not only that, but it's also a matter of record in a court of law. So they can try to scrub it for a while and try to, minimize the release of the information, but they can't do it forever because this ship that Trump is the captain of is the leakiest fucking ship in history. So all that stuff is going to start filtering in. Like Mike said, it's going to a little bit here, a little bit there. They're not going to be able to control it, and sooner or later they're going to be forced to show everything. They're not going to be able to hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to end well. I will tell you this, Chico, the idea that it's taken this long fucking upsets me, and there's only one reason it's taken this long is because Republicans in Congress have allowed it to happen. So when this is all said and done, I think about what happens when Donald Trump leaves office. It reminds me of an incident I had at my house and TJ will appreciate this because it has to do with plumbing. In my upstairs bathroom, it was clogged. Okay. It was clogged and I couldn't get it unclogged. So I had to call a plumber. Now there's a downstairs bathroom just below it. And there's a pipe, a refuse pipe or whatever you call it, coming from upstairs to downstairs. And there's an opening valve right at about eye level. And he starts turning that. I go, and I'm not a plumber. I go, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, well, I got to get up there to clean it out. I go, but isn't that shit going to pour out all over the floor? He goes, oh, no, that's not going to happen. I go, I think it is. And so he does it. Shit everywhere, water everywhere. And he goes, oh, guess you're right. And I guess you're getting paid $80 an hour to be fucking wrong. Anyway, my point is that's what's going to happen with Donald Trump. When he's no longer in power, there's going to be an eruption of just shit coming out, not just about Epstein, about everything. He will be a pariah and people will be dying to expose everything he's ever done. It's going to be ugly for Donald Trump.
Yeah, no, we'll wait and see, but I definitely thank you for your optimism, and like you're the guy that keeps me keeps me hopeful. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, Chico. Thanks for joining us, and feel free to come back anytime if you can get through. If TikTok lets you through, they're apparently only letting so many people through. Thanks, Chico. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right. So we'll see who else is out here. Oh, here's somebody we know. Trucker T.
Hey,
I was
Mike.
thinking about you today, and I'm glad you showed up.
Is that good or bad?
You know, when you've got a 65-year-old mind, just shit pops in your head and you don't know why.
Hey, sorry I'm late. It's TJ's fault, by the way.
No, it's
no
not.
problem.
Bullshit.
Hey, I've got a few things on my brain today. The biggest thing, I saw a video today of Christy Nome with a sombrero.
Oh my god.
That's a little racist, isn't it?
I about died. She's celebrating some birthday party and she's cheering and clapping and it was disgusting. And it was a pink sombrero, by the way. So I'm sure it was
pink, of course.
Yeah, it was custom made for her.
Yeah.
It's disgusting what they're doing. And speaking of disgusting, let's just get right into the whole Somali situation, right? This guy goes on TV and just starts, I don't want him here. I don't like him, all this stupid shit. And then now you've got ICE out there in Minneapolis where you are, harassing people. This is insane, Mike.
Well, it is. And it is funny how I think they got mad at the Somalis because he doesn't like Ilhan Omar. I mean, he thinks she should be in jail. I will tell you this about Ilhan Omar. I don't know her. But when my wife was a fourth grade teacher, she had Ilhan Omar's child in her class, and she met Ilhan Omar before she was a representative, and she said, very nice woman, very smart woman, great mom. So I'll take that over what Donald Trump says. But it's interesting that they are sending ICE into Minneapolis for the Somali community. I know the Somali community is a fairly good size, and there is some adversarialness between Somali people and the Black Americans in the community. The idea that they're roving gangs, keeping people indoors, that's a fucking lie. That's ridiculous. But it'll be interesting to see how Minneapolis responds to this.
Yeah, he says that they stink and their country stinks, and I don't want them to. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
But Donald Trump's not racist. He's definitely not racist.
And obviously he smells great too, right?
That would be funny if somebody points out his stench. I can't even imagine what it's like to be consistently and constantly shitting your pants and just sitting there with it. It's just.
I did hear some good news today.
What's that?
That Lindsey Graham, I think what's his name, Peter Thune, and a couple other ones are seriously looking into the second strike. And they're getting fed up with this administration. So that's a good sign that those guys, and that came directly from Rand Paul.
John Thune.
John Thune.
John Thune, yeah. What's interesting about that, we hear this frequently, and hopefully we've gotten beyond that point. People say, I'm fighting against Donald Trump, the lady in Maine, and they're talking real tough, and then Donald Trump gets on the phone with them, threatens them, or does whatever he does, and they go, okay, I'll vote with you. We'll have to see if they follow through with this toughness that they're talking about. It's real popular to go against him on this because it's so egregious, but will they in the end? Donald Trump's lost a lot of clout, I think, with the Republican Party, and we hopefully will see more people pushing back against Donald Trump. That's really the demise of Donald Trump, when the Republicans basically abandoned him. That's the end of Donald Trump when that happens.
Yep, that's what I'm hoping. So yeah, and hopefully they're not like all caught up in the fog of war, right?
You're referencing Pete Hegseth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about? Did you watch that cabinet meeting at all with Hegseth and Donald Trump?
I did, and
Oh my God!
I saw him telling on himself. If you watch his body posture, right? So when they first asked him the question, he was calm, cool, and collective, and then he started getting more and more agitative, and he would move left and right. Then he would scoot up in his chair, and he would just get more and more vocal, trying to defend his actions. And I think he may have thought about, oh shit, I did mention that I saw it on TV, and then he just went over the rails. I think he's doomed, Mike. I mean, when you mention narcissist, this guy was drunk with power, right? He goes on Fox News. He talks all of his talking points. I saw it. I witnessed it. We knew what was there, who was there, why they were going. Then all of a sudden, I'm just the War Department head. I don't have time to sit through, and watch all of that business. Okay.
Right.
That's not true. That's your first strike. You're going to watch it from beginning to end.
No, he had plenty of time to signal chat all about it.
Exactly. But you're going to get up and get popcorn in the middle of it because you got more pressing things to do? Come on, Pete.
Yeah, what's more pressing at that moment? You can't spend an extra hour just watching the whole thing. Yeah, Pete was excited about it when he first talked about it. And now that there's possible war crimes or murder charges, he's gone, I didn't see anything. I didn't know anything about it. But my admiral, he's got all the authority to do it. So he's putting some distance between him and the admiral. Now, if I'm the admiral and I'm sitting there, I'm going, motherfucker.
Yep.
You know what I'm thinking is the way this all plays out, see what you think. When the pressure goes on the admiral, and it theoretically should go on SEAL Team 6 too, because they took an unlawful order and they acted on it. The members of SEAL Team 6 and the admiral. I have a feeling that they're going to get the option. You could get kicked out of the service, lose your pension, and maybe go to jail. Or you could testify. And I have a feeling that may be where it goes.
Well, that's going to be the first thing they tell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you testify and then, next thing you know, you're living in Bermuda somewhere where they can't get to you. You know what I mean? That's going to be the first thing they tell them.
Let me ask you this, Trucker, as somebody who was in the military. One of the things I think that is beneficial for this country about this situation, now that this unlawful order has been exposed and there's talks about crimes or being kicked out of the service or whatever, now that this has been identified, do you think other members of the military are going to think twice now when they get an unlawful order as opposed to just following the orders because they're just taking orders? Do you think people in the rank and file or even the brass are going to say, oh, fuck, I don't want to get in a mess like this. Maybe I should push back against that. Do you think that will help us with that?
Yeah, not only are they going to think twice, they're going to all start getting lawyers on the side because they've probably done some things that they didn't think would come to light. You know what I mean? This administration thought that they were leak-proof, and it leaks like a sieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that pipe you had upstairs, it just leaks full of shit. right? So if
Yeah.
I was in the military right now in a position like that, I would be so nervous, and I would always be looking over my shoulder because he showed us today and yesterday that he's not above throwing any and everybody under the freaking bus as soon as it hits the fan.
Well, and the thing about it is today, when he was talking about these boats, you would think when you get your hands burned like this and it's a little touchy, you'd maybe pull back from it. Sounds like he's going to do all kinds of more bombing of boats. And he even said we're going to be bombing on land too. So
Yep.
he's doubling down, he's tripling down. He doesn't care if it's illegal. I mean, the double tap is obviously illegal, but the initial strikes are illegal too.
Right. They're going to continue, unfortunately, but me, I would be in an infirmary. All of a sudden, my tooth hurts that day. I'm not participating in any of that shit. I will find a way to wiggle my ass out of it because, like you said earlier, they've got to sit down and be judged, right, by 12 people.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good because they don't have immunity the way that Trump does. And he can't push his immunity down through the ranks either. You know what I mean?
Well, no, he can't. And you know, the thing about it is these people that are in the rank and file, the military folks, they get an order from a general who gets an order from Pete Hegseth, who got the order from Donald Trump. And make no mistake, that's how it went down. They have to think, well, shit, if I push back, I might get fired. I lose my pension.
Yep.
And yes, that's true. I mean, I think there would be room for a lawsuit, but people just want to live their lives and make their money and support their families. But at this point, we have this code of conduct, and this is what interests me. It says you do not have to take any unlawful orders. You don't have to act on unlawful orders. But now we see when it comes down to it, it doesn't mean shit because
Yeah, but
they
I'll tell
can
you
be
this,
forced
though,
into
Mike.
doing unlawful orders.
I tell you this.
What's
the
that?
I'll tell you this though. One thing the military is good at is an abundance of paperwork. That's all we did was paperwork. There are so many paper trails for all of this stuff, right? And now they've got video footage of it. They have to, like with these laser guided, you know what's, they have to have video of it to see where it's going. So they've got the full unredacted video. They got all the paperwork. He's in trouble. That's all I got. He's in trouble.
Well, and Anya in the comments said the admiral knew better as well. He should be called to the carpet. Yes, the admiral knew better, but even SEAL teams, members of SEAL Team 6, they knew better too. Either they agreed with it and wanted to do it, or they were too afraid of the ramifications if they didn't do it. But still, they're culpable in this whole situation.
Absolutely.
And if you feel sorry for the admiral, somebody else pointed this, and I mentioned it before. Maguchi says Admiral Bradley is a Trump humper, and he is. He maybe has a distinguished career, but when he got put where he got put there because he supports everything Donald Trump has. So then you have to question this general's judgment if he's willing to break laws, international and domestic laws, just to appeal to his Lord and Savior, Donald Trump.
Right. Yeah. Somebody said, I think it's Blue says, unless they destroy the video, wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, I mean, they could do that, but they know where the video started and where it ended. It didn't start at a certain point. You know what I mean?
Well, all you have to do is find somebody who was on that Signal chat and get their copy. That's all you fucking got to do. It's ridiculous. Let's pull up Oliver's mom. She's with us. Hey, Oliver's mom, how you doing? What's on your mind?
Good. Yeah, I've just been listening to all this stuff about, the boat attacks and all that everything. I mean, this is exactly what Senator Mark Kelly was talking about. They shouldn't, these members of the military need to think about what they're doing before they act. They should, think about doing something that is considered illegal and, not do it. I mean, but we do have people out there that are looking at their livelihood more than, what's legal or illegal according to, military justice and all that kind of stuff. And it's sad.
Well, that's the thing that troubles me about this. When we had Congress sending out subpoenas to people, and they said, "Yeah, I don't want to come." Well, that tells me Congress doesn't have the teeth we thought they had. Then we have the code of conduct with the military where you don't accept unlawful orders, but they're accepting unlawful orders. What do any of these rules mean? They don't fucking mean anything until somebody gets caught and burned, and then people get scared. But up until that
Right.
time, they do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, trucker. Trucker. He's not answering.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how many years did you serve in the military?
12.
12 years.
Yes.
Do you ever remember a time when you were active duty military where you were given an order and you thought to yourself, maybe I shouldn't follow this because it's unlawful?
No, because
I'm just saying, like,
it just wasn't a thing. I mean, we knew that UCMJ was our Bible. You know what I mean?
You're right.
I
But we
just-
don't live in that world anymore because of the lawlessness of Donald Trump.
Yeah, no, we were taught that the UCMJ, that's your Bible. And they said you can do whatever you want to do and get away with stuff, but if it's anything inside of that book, you're fried. So
Right.
that was our thing. And I
Well,
was
you
a
never-
nerd. I would read it all the time.
Let me ask you this, trucker. Just if somebody, while you were in the service, the 12 years you were in service, if somebody said, and you happened to work for the military, Air Force, or whatever you were in, and they said to you, look, here's the deal. We're going to stop drug trafficking and we're going to bomb random boats in the Caribbean Ocean. Just go do that. How would you have reacted to that?
Hey, Sergeant Major, I don't feel comfortable with this. We need to have a discussion. And that's where it'll start.
And instead, what they did was, oh, cool, that sounds good. I get to fire the fucking gun.
Nope. Hey, Sergeant
That's
Major,
what we're getting.
I want this on record that I don't feel comfortable with this. I'm going to follow my duty orders, but this is where we need to be. And I need you to assure me that there's going to be no ramifications behind this one.
Would you think that the Admiral and those members of SEAL Team 6 might have done that?
No, they're jarheads, man. They just was like, woo-ha, let's get them. They've been drinking that Kool-Aid, like TJ said. They're sycophants, Trump pumpers, and they went on in there and done it. They knew better. A lot of them figured that this shit's not going to come out. You got to think about what Trump is telling them, right?
They think they're untouchable because he's untouchable.
Exactly.
Yes.
I got complete immunity. You guys are good. You just do it. Nobody will ever find out, and we'll live to tell another tale.
Well, I believe that they thought it would be covert, and they would never, it would never be out there to the public.
Exactly.
But now that it is, you got to expect that they're shitting their pants, right, trucker?
Yeah, they are.
Do you really think?
Kidding
Do you
me?
really think Trump's ego or Hegseth's ego would allow them not to show the videos of what's going on?
Well, they don't have a choice at this point.
I mean, but that's still. We've seen every one on the news that every boat that they've attacked, and that's just to me. That's just ego. It's like, look what we did. We did
I'll
this
tell
today.
you, Kim, I'll tell you ego. I saw a video today of Pete Hegseth when he first got appointed, and he was doing a news conference, standing in the hallway, and he was telling the reporters, I don't want any stupid questions from you guys because I don't report to you. And he was pointing them out individually. I don't report to you. I don't report to you. He said, I report to Donald Trump and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that's it. Mm-hmm. So there's your arrogance.
Yeah, but like you were saying, him in the cabinet meeting today was ridiculous.
The whole reason they have a problem with this right now is the same reason Donald Trump has every problem he has now. He can't shut his mouth. This whole thing would have been covert. We would have never heard about it. There's probably been many things like this that have happened that we've never heard about. But Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, can't help but try to get the glory, show the videos, talk about it, say shit about it. And that's why these motherfuckers are in trouble now, because they can't shut their fucking mouth. They're clowns.
Mike, let me ask you this. I'm sure you remember when Eric Swalwell said, save all your emails, text messages, because when this is over, you are going to be sitting in front of us. Did they think he was playing? Like, I know this guy is collecting information upon information upon information about all of this shit, and it's going to come out.
I've said that before too. I mean, we can see the writing on the wall. We can see what's going to happen on 2026 midterms. We can see the potential trouble or accountability that's going to be meted out after Donald Trump is no more to these people who followed him blindly or done whatever they've done. We can see that. You have to assume they see it and don't care, or too stupid to get it. And I'm not sure which one it is.
As TJ and I were saying the other day, let's just hope that the way he goes is he doesn't make it through office because he is unalive. Because if not, and they try to kick him out, he's going to pardon so many people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the other thing. Some of these people believe, well, whatever I do, Donald Trump will pardon me. Not if he keels over, he's not. And don't expect J.D. Vance to pardon you, because he's going to be trying to straighten things out so he has a possibility of getting reelected. Yeah, they're walking a thin line here. They better hope Donald Trump stays healthy, because when this is over for him, there will be accountability, and they'll be looking for pardons, and he won't be around to give out those pardons.
Well, that would be a big fuck up for J.D. Vance if Trump doesn't health-wise make it, and then J.D. Vance becomes president. If he hands out those pardons, he's finished.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to pull somebody else up here. I'd say his name, but clearly he was too lazy to come up with a name, and it's just a number. But you're welcome nonetheless. Thank you very much. Whatever your name is, what's on your mind?
My name is Will, Florida.
Will.
We're Harrison Waltz.
My man.
I think the Hague is looking at this now. And there's another incriminating evidence. Anybody read Secretary of War's book?
No. No.
Well, he wrote in his book. He was an advocate not to follow the law, war laws. What do you call it? WAR laws.
Really?
Yes. So that right there is incriminating. Right there, that alone, just his book is incriminating. And he wrote about it, and he had a platoon. He had a platoon over there, I think Iraq, right? And he was the only one, and that's what he took. He in his book, he told them, you don't have to follow W laws, because that wasn't decided by us, because I think the rules are made internationally, right?
Right.
And it's all in the book. It's all in his book, and that's gonna put him right in front of one of them chairs at the Hague.
Well, the law regarding war is the Geneva Convention.
Right.
But the unfortunate part for us is that we don't participate in the ICC. So the International Criminal Court doesn't have any jurisdiction over the United States. So I'm not sure that he'll face any consequences from the ICC, but he could face them here in the United States criminally.
Yeah, absolutely. But the other thing, too, is Vladimir Putin is a war criminal, and they found that in The Hague. And while Russia doesn't recognize the ICC, dude better not go to some countries. I hope Pete Hegseth doesn't want to travel if there is something like that in The Hague. They still may prosecute it.
Exactly.
And they'll run his ass down, and when he's in another country. And he may need to get to another country after this fucking mess.
Well, think about this, though. There's a family member, I believe one of the first strikes, have now sued the administration for human rights violations.
I saw that.
It's got to come. A lot of stuff has got to come out now.
But when he was running that platoon over there in Iraq, he was doing the same thing. He he ordered his men not to leave nothing even unarmed. Don't leave nothing that you don't unalive. And they had boards that counts. Count how many did you unalive today? You know, that kind of shit.
Right. Well, I don't know how old you are, but I grew up
I'm
during the Vietnam
68.
War. Okay, you're about my age. I'm 65. You remember back in the Vietnam War days, you'd watch the TV news, and they've had body counts every day. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what we got used to in there. And apparently, Pete Hegseth is still stuck back in the 60s and 70s, where he's got to prove he's a tough guy, and he looks nothing but weak every time he talks. He looks like a kiss ass weak motherfucker.
No, I think he likes. He's he's a Jeffrey Dahmer. He likes unaliving. I don't know.
Oh, you think there's some kind of mental
Oh
psychosis?
yes.
He's
Oh,
psychotic
definitely.
in some way.
You got to read the book. You got to read the book, and you'll see it. You'll see that this guy's real sick.
I don't know if I could bring myself to read that kind of garbage, but
Yeah,
I
but
hear
you
you.
can get, contrast out of it, and I mean,
Absolutely.
and you
Maybe I
see
can
who
get
this
the
guy,
maybe I can
huh?
get the cliff. Maybe I can get the Cliff Notes version. You think that's out there?
Or maybe they'll make a movie about it you can watch.
Yeah, right.
Go to a Go to AI and say take his whole book and tell me where he admits to crimes committed. Then
Right.
that AI
Chat
should be able to come up
GPT
with.
Oh,
will cliff note that for you in a heartbeat.
oh,
He's
that's
out there now talking like his videos came out today of that 2019 2016 when he was talking about his book, and he's going over things that Will is talking about. But I couldn't bear to even watch the video. So
It's hard to watch these clowns, and even we're looking at people on Fox News that are even having problems trying to explain away some of this bullshit with the boats. They're feeling kind of hinky about it too.
but who's the commander in chief? Okay,
Yeah.
um, regardless what happened down there, it all trickles back up to the commander in chief too. If we have a tribune in this country, um, the man at the top's got to face this too,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it goes all the way back up.
It does.
People think. Go ahead.
Well, Carolyn Levitt even said before all this stuff happened, when they were talking about the bombings, they were saying basically this is direct from the president to Pete Hegseth to whoever's doing it. That's what they admitted to. And now they're saying something different. Oh, no, I didn't have anything to do with it. So
No,
this is on
they're
video.
blaming
This is
it.
on video. They admitted to
Yeah.
it.
No, they're blaming. They're blaming that one guy, that one
The
general,
admiral.
right? Yeah, the
The
admiral.
admiral. And he deserves some blame. Let's be honest with you. He's a Trump humper himself. He willingly did something he knew was illegal. If he's an admiral, he knows the code of ethics and he could tell this is wrong, but he went ahead and did it anyways. So, as far as I'm concerned, he's culpable too, unless he turns state's evidence and tells on Hegseth and Trump.
well, guess what, Mike? He's not going to turn. But there's a guy that he jumped over, that he took his spot. May very well tell everything. He might be the one that's telling everything now, right? You're in line for a
Yeah.
promotion, and all of a sudden you get jumped by this fraud. Oh, I'm snitching. That's exactly what's going on.
Now there's a book
Yeah,
I'd
no.
read.
Yeah. That would be a book worth reading. Will, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Well,
And
thank you.
come back again. We enjoy hearing from you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Right? You've only got 145 out of the 700 viewers. Are you being censored tonight?
I am 4 minutes into 4 minutes into this. I did a little monologue before, and I got a restriction. Oh, we're going to restrict your live views and who it can go out to. fuck TikTok. Like I told him, like I told TJ, guess what? This thing's going to be downloaded and go to YouTube and Spotify, and we'll get a ton of listeners there. So fuck TikTok.
Yep, they can't stop the stream, Mike.
Yeah, T, that's why I asked you if you had any problems getting in, and you said you were invited by TJ. It seems like everybody who was invited by somebody that was not Mike is not restricted.
Gotcha.
Wow.
I just found y'all. I was on another live and came off of that one and found y'all. So here I am.
It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to pull up somebody here, I think.
While you're pulling them up, what do you all think about the new affordability is a Democratic hoax?
Well, it is. Come on.
I couldn't believe that today. Oh my gosh.
Well, gas is $1.19 too.
Yeah,
I watched
exactly.
that video and I was impressed he could even pronounce the word. So
Yeah. It's like he never heard of the word affordability.
Yeah. Normally, we're getting down toward the end that I normally go here, and I don't want to get shut down completely and lose everything. But normally we have a closer with British John. He's not out there. Maybe he couldn't get in either. But I've got
Liam.
somebody else who's just as volatile that might be a good person to close things out.
Oh
if
no!
he comes
What
up.
the fuck?
hi, honey.
There's Liam.
Hi, Mike.
This
Thanks
is
for
the
having me.
This is the motherfucker you want to close it out?
Yeah, says the guy that has more plumbing leaks than the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
Next time you,
No shit.
hey, let me tell you. Next time your shit fucks up, don't call me. How's that?
Hey, Rebecca coerced me into coming on, so you can give her spankings later.
Apparently earlier he was dining and could not come on.
I was dining.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
that means.
He was dining by himself with a bunch of model airplanes.
So look, go ahead.
We have
Mike.
to let everybody know what's going on here. We got 136 people, so we need to let them know. Liam happens to be TJ the plumber's brother,
Better brother.
and Rebecca's brother-in-law. And Liam's, I don't know how you'd explain him. He's a little, quirky. So that's why we wanted to bring him on toward the end of the show. Liam, go ahead.
Because I always win it.
I would have went with dumbass, but you can.
Yeah, that's the pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, I hope Diaper Don gets off. I hope he gets off tonight when he keels over, and I hope the rest of them go to prison. And hopefully he improves his stroke. And I ain't talking about golf.
I agree.
Yeah, and then Pete Hegseth. His new name can be his new name can be Pete Hegseth.
Hey,
Because I hope I hope they send him up the river.
Well, I hope Trump gets another stroke so he can even out his face. To get the droopiness on both sides. I'll see that motherfucker melt.
Well, I can't imagine he doesn't have a perma-frown right now.
Well, Liam, as somebody who could be a little volatile, what did you think about Donald Trump last night or the night before, if you're listening to the podcast, where in a period of an hour, he posted 158 posts on Truth Social? Seemed a little manic, don't you think?
Yeah, I actually saw that on one of your shorts today. That's where I heard about it. Yeah, and it's too bad he didn't keel over during that.
I'm pretty sure unhinged is the word to describe his behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, unhinged doesn't even begin to describe what that shit. Like it was like.
I guess we're already restricted. If you want me to say the.
It was like a post every 90 seconds.
To a minute.
And that just shows you that he's just falling apart. Like he doesn't even know what to do anymore.
Oh, he's totally unraveled.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's somebody in the comments that keeps talking about the deal. I guess they want you to come up with the some talking points about what happened with the deal.
I'm just going to pull up Cat Lover because she's the one that's doing it, and she's been out there for a while. Book Cat Lover.
Yes.
You've been talking about something about the Dell. I'm not sure what you're talking about, so please clarify for us.
Okay, so the founder of Dell Computers apparently today has said something about putting like $4.5 billion that they're for the Trump accounts for the children, and they're doing it from 10 and under. No, I'm just giving this information. But
I know.
because
Sorry, I heard it was $6 billion.
I don't look. My one grandmother was telling me about it and wanted to know my opinion on it because she wanted to add money to it. And
No.
Yeah, no.
look, my brain went like nuclear in my head, but like it's my grandmother. I have to be a little nice. So
Yeah, I understand, but you remember what happened with the Trump cancer charity.
Yeah, she's better off getting a new car warranty.
well,
Put money into that.
Here's the thing: it's supposed to be run by the federal government, but you have to use your social security number of your child and then yourselves to prove that both you and the father of the child, in my case, are both American citizens to qualify. And my personal opinion about this is take Trump's name out of it, okay? You are an American citizen if you were born in this country. It doesn't matter who your parents are. You are an American citizen if you were born in the country. So it shouldn't matter if I'm an American citizen or if my husband's an American citizen. So that's like a whole nother issue. But now they're talking about other companies going to add money to these accounts. And it's just like taking Trump's name out of it, it just makes me so angry. But I didn't know if you heard about that, so I just wanted to
I have
bring
not
it
heard
out.
about that. I have not heard about that, and it sounds pretty shady. And like TJ said, give money to the federal government, which for all intents and purpose now is Donald Trump. In spite of that, it's not the way it's supposed to be. To give him money. Here's what I would tell you to do with Nana. I would sit down with her and try to convince her not to give the money. And if that doesn't work, hold on. If that doesn't work, go get power of attorney. Don't let her give them any money.
I told her that I was planning, if I was going to get an account like that, I was planning on getting a 529 account.
Yeah. I mean, there's other options
And
that you can
that
trust.
I wouldn't have a problem her putting money into that. But like I talked to my husband because I'm not going to make decisions just by myself, and we were both like, no.
You know, I'm gonna do some research on that and see where that money's supposed to go, because that's very odd.
It's like
I can tell you what it is. It's
$250.
$1,000 for every child that's going to be born in the United States, and the Dell money will
For 3
equate
years.
to
For 3 years.
for
But
3
the
years.
Dell thing is for children 10 and under.
Right, $250 per child from
Right.
Dell, which is almost like you're selling your soul for $250. I wouldn't.
Yeah, knowing Trump, it'd be white kids only.
Well, it sounds like a treasury bond. You know, you buy a treasury bond for $25 and then you wait 20 years and it's worth, $100 or whatever. It just seems weird, you know.
TJ, what he said he's doing is setting kids up for success later on in life. So this is their way of ending poverty, which is his way of grifting even more.
Well, if they think $1,000 is going to end poverty, they got, another thing coming.
You're supposed to invest the money on the stock exchange. And that also makes me uncomfortable because you're taking money for children and you're investing it on a stock exchange. Like what?
So in other words, what you're saying is they want to give the money to Wall Street to invest for everyone. I'm going to tell you something. Earlier this year, I lost $35,000 in my 401k because of Donald Trump. So I'm not going to put a whole lot of stock in his advice in investing.
No pun intended.
So I can't ask you for a loan now, TJ?
Go ahead.
I can't ask you for a loan now, TJ?
No, I'm broke, bro.
Get in line.
I just wanted people to know about it only because now we know that we need to basically not buy Dell now on top of everything else.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? Ultimately, I think this is going to be a failure. Just like everything else Donald Trump does. It's a fucking failure. Like,
Hey,
he
wait
failed
a minute. What about the bailout he got for the farmers? Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
wash
that
your
was,
mouth out with
It
soap.
happened.
yeah, that was a failure. I
What
mean,
about
Did he bail them out? I didn't think he
where,
was.
well,
No.
where's
no, he
my
hasn't.
where's my $5,000 Doge check? I'm still waiting for that motherfucker. I
Oh,
mean,
I
come
Come
thought
on.
it
on.
was 2,000.
Oh well, no income tax. We're not going to have to pay any income tax soon
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
whatever.
because the tariffs are bringing in so much money that we're not going to have to pay income tax anymore. That's going to finance the entire government.
It's
Yep.
fucking stupid.
It is pretty stupid. No, I think anything you buy from the government at this point, or any kind of deal you get from the government, you got to look at it as kind of a Timu purchase. You might do okay, and you probably get ripped off. That's probably what's going to happen.
Yep.
But the TikTok shop.
I
Yeah,
look
the
at
TikTok shop.
I
TikTok
look at
shop.
everything right now as a grifting scheme.
I agree
Everything
with you.
that is going on in the past year has been grifting.
That's
Yeah,
his middle name.
that's why I don't think this thing should be trusted.
Yeah.
I feel sick inside about it. You know.
I don't trust it either. I'm just saying, other than my issue with the entire thing to begin with, just saying that you're only you're only going to get it if your parents are American citizens, because you're not going to be counted as an American citizen is stupid. Because
You
it
know,
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my husband was from Guatemala and I'm an
yeah,
American citizen. My child would still be American citizen if they're born in this country.
yeah. I tell you what I
Well,
do. My
you know.
wife and I put money in an account for our grandkids every month, and when we're dead, they'll have some money. I don't trust stock market right now because all the things going on. It crashed once, and I think there's an excellent chance it's going to crash again. And like TJ, we lost money in a 401k way back when in 2008. I'm not betting on the government at this point because it's being run by a fucking idiot.
Not just
Well,
him. I mean, Johnson is a. Well, there's a lot of words I can use, but
Penisy little fucker.
I was going to say a sleeping a panda who is doing all he wants to do is run the job, literally.
Yeah.
and
If
and
he'd ever,
and I'm gonna go ahead, Mike.
no, I was just going to say, if he ever comes out of the closet, maybe he'll get something done.
Well,
see him smile
I'm not.
when he was talking about Trump today?
He smiled when he was talking about Trump today.
Well, when he had Trump on the telephone, when they were trying to convince the people in Tennessee to vote for Ebb or whatever his name is, he had,
Van Epps, yeah.
oh my God, he smiled like Liam looks at TJ. I swear.
Well, at least we know his type now. Big, dumpy, orange, and stupid with shitty pants. That's pretty attractive. That's pretty attractive.
And I'm not gonna. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Mike said it could happen again. I'm telling you, it is going to happen again. And
What's that?
we are going to head into a recession that's going to be catastrophic.
Oh no, we're going to head into a depression.
and
There's
it-
no doubt in my
and-
mind.
And the billionaire class is proving it right now because they're selling their stock
And the treasury bonds, too.
in the billions right now. They're selling their stock like crazy, and an unprecedented amount of like trading.
So what does that mean, TJ?
If the billionaire class is doing that, that's an indicator about what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know
Have you
something
guys-
insider.
I
Yeah.
have a feeling we're headed for a deep depression that's going to last like 20 years.
I'll be dead by then, book cat lover. We
You're
can't
not
have
that
that.
old, sir. You look
I'm
like
65.
you're still not that old, sir.
Well, I appreciate the encouragement, but my kids say otherwise.
My grandma's 88, so, or one of my grandmas is 88.
Well, yeah. I always tell my son. I said, just think about this. 30 years from now, I'm dead. My two grandkids are going to be rooting around on the internet, and they're going to run up against this trance of thousands of videos that Grandpa was screaming at the fucking clouds again. So it's going to be interesting. I wanted to ask you guys a question because we're going to wrap things up here in a moment. I heard about this. I don't know if it's true. We know that Donald Trump is siding with Vladimir Putin to try to get this peace plan done. They're trying to shove it down Zelensky's throat. It's nothing but a surrender for Zelensky. I can't believe that he would accept that. But I'm hearing that other countries around the world saying, if you fucking do this, we're going to liquidate our security bonds and fucking bankrupt the whole country. Have you heard anything about that?
No, but I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I believe it too, and leading right into a Great Depression of 20 years.
Yeah.
Heard it
Yeah.
earlier in the year that Japan would sell their bonds off, and that would just totally tank the United States and everybody else.
That is true because the Japanese own such a huge amount of our debt. It would destroy our country.
Yeah.
Economically.
But that's what they want. They want to do this. Like, this is their outcome. They want us poor and reliant on them. That's what they want.
Yeah, well, when you have clowns running the show, you end up having a fucking circus, and that's unfortunately where we are. People ask me, what do you think about what's going on now? I think I never thought all of this stuff could happen. This is very surreal. I always thought Republicans would pull it in at some point, and they haven't. And we've gotten so far off track, it's not even like America anymore.
That was my next question to you, Mike. So what is your honest opinion on how long do you think it will take for us to get back to some sense of normalcy after all this is over with?
Well, I think that the stress level will drop considerably once we have Donald Trump gone and the Republicans out of control. When I say out of control, out of the majority in the House and possibly the Senate, things will get better. I look at what Donald Trump has done to this country, and we don't even have any idea how bad he's fucked things up. When somebody else gets in there and takes a look at the finances and all the things that have been done, they are just going to pull their hair out. It's like a 70s rock band tearing up a hotel room or somebody getting foreclosed on and them ripping apart the house. That's what they're going to end up seeing. And honestly, if it's done properly, it could take 10 or 15 years to do that, to fix it. Now, that said, it will get better. We will live better lives and we'll be on the right road. But to fix everything, I think it's going to take 10 to 15 years.
It might take longer than that. I don't think I'll live to see everything fixed. And I'm only 52.
I don't think at this point fixing it is like even what our goal should be. I think we need to rebuild it from the ground up and
I agree with you.
a different, maybe not a completely different system, but we need to put new piping in and a whole different like house would look like, because the system wasn't working to begin with, and if we can put in a different system, it might help better.
Absolutely. Well,
hey, you know what?
Go ahead.
There's a silver lining tonight to being restricted by TikTok. I haven't had to kick out a single Trumplefuck the entire podcast.
Yep, not a single one. And I got to talk more than once.
Yeah.
There you go.
I didn't have to kick out any motherfuckers. Like, none of them came in here tonight.
Oh, by the way, when TJ was giving me lip, I forgot to say hello to Trucker T and Kim. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah.
And Rebecca, I'm sorry that I commandeered the live with my big mouth, but TJ's fault.
we're going to wrap up the Rational Boomer podcast. A couple things working against me. I got the time. My wife has already said I'm too loud, so we got to pare this back and wrap things up. So thank you to Trucker T, TJ, Rebecca, Liam, Book Cat Lover, Oliver's mom, Will, who was here for 10 seconds, and everybody else that came up.
I have something to say to Will.
It. Yeah.
A couple podcasts back, he was smacking on people with beards. How you claim to be stereotyped as a maggot, the way you look. And I forgot the comment, but he said something about, and of course TJ's going to run his mouth now about beards. But I have a pretty good sized beard, and Will made this comment that all, guys with beards are maggots. And I was like, whoa. Come on, Will. So it's too bad he dropped off because I wanted to give him a stern lecture.
Yeah, well,
Eric
that stupid ass beard.
To that.
That stupid ass beard clogged the drain in my fucking shower. So just FYI, motherfucker.
The shower, the hot tub,
You ought to know better to buy one of those screen things and drop it down in there.
Or you could shave that stupid ass beard. You could do that too.
Yeah, you wish.
Well, thank God you're a plumber. That didn't cost you.
Mike, thanks for having me.
No problem. Thanks for joining us. Everybody who's been listening, thank you very much. We didn't get as many people listening today because TikTok sucks, but it will also be on Spotify and on YouTube. So fuck it. That's all right. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Good night,
y'all.